Hi, and welcome back. Here we have before us a wonderful utopia. And if you can see in this utopia, they had to let everybody know that this utopia is not Coachella. If you don't know what Coachella is a place out in California where they go to get drunk, get high, parade around in nakedness and, doing their little lewd acts over there, which people are going to go, hey, do your square, what's wrong with you? Well, whatever, I don't really care. It's just in a nutshell what goes on there. These people kind of remind me of some preppers. Not all, but some. They think they're going to live in a prepping utopia. And most people don't realize that their audience lives in the city. And this is what a prepping utopia would actually look like, only with preppers. And farming in the city, folks? Really? Wow. Just not achievable. The thing is that most farming in America is ran by our government, and it's extremely overregulated. I'm sure a lot of you, if you're preppers, you know that. Like these guys, they're in control of everything. Um, it's borderline ridiculous, and to think that all these preppers that actually live in the city are gonna be able to grow a garden. It's kind of hardcore, and if you got a bunch of canned goods and they bring you out your building, you ain't gonna be able to carry all that, and all your preps went out right out the window, and you got nothing because the store's burned down too. And those of you that think you're gonna live in some kind of farming inner city prepping community, are you gonna be like them utopia dwellers? Are you gonna send out Lord Humongous? Because that's what they did. They were asking for your soy and vegan meats if you could send it. Total insanity and yet actual reality. A lot of preppers think that they're not going to get thrown out of their castle. They're armed to the teeth. They got the body armor. They got the gear, the whole 9 yards. They're ready to go. Here we have this wonderful couple. No body armor, not trained, but notice their house is still standing. The difference between them and someone wearing body armor, someone wearing body armor and tactical and they're real trained, is they know if they shoot one of these people, they're going to have to face the law. Okay? These people, the reason their place wasn't burned down, all them people know they're scared. These people will shoot us because they are that afraid. And when fear takes over, people like this will shoot you way before somebody who's trained is, because they have that training and that rational state of mind where they say, well, if I shoot this person, I'm going to have to answer for it. So it better be illegal shooting. People like that, they don't care. They'll just shoot you out of fear. And all these utopias, this is a very popular topic that's brought up. You'll wind up with these so-called, and this is a funny name for this guy, warlord. They take over. And this guy and a lot of the people in there, they were shooting and doing things they shouldn't have because they were living in a very popular prepper topic called WROL, World Without Rule of Law. That's what these guys thought they were under. So they were shooting and looting and doing all kinds of stuff, and now they're under arrest. A lot of them are going to do some time, serious time. This leader also was arrested. But my point is you need to think your game through, folks. If that's what you're preparing for, if you don't believe in the signs of the time and what's written in God's word, and you believe in what's written in the world's word, then you need to remember, if you're going to engage in this kind of fights as a prepper, there's always going to be law when the dust settles. And it may not be the law you're used to, because who knows how far your chaotic fantasy will go that may become a reality, but there'll always be law in the end when the dust settles. May not be, again, the law you're used to. It might be the law of a banana republic, and they just gulag you. Who knows? The whole thing, the whole climate deal and the situation right now, most non-believing preppers will say that it's political. I say more accurately, it's the state of the gene pool, folks. People have become cattle, not sheep, cattle, because cattle are easy to herd, easy to brand, easy to slaughter. They just moo 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 their way down the chute, moo 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 their way to the slaughterhouse, moo moo way their way to the vaccinations, all of it. They're very compliant animals. I remember listening to a lot of these preppers that would say stuff like uh, Walmart's gonna become the FEMA camp. Walmart, indeed. Everyone shops there because most of our high-paying jobs have went to China. Our technology has went over there, and all those high-paying technological jobs have went to China. And now Americans aren't really doing as well as they were before, so they go to Walmart where it has everyday low prices, where everything is made in China. But what all this is you're being shot down a chute like cattle, one way in, moo moo, one way out. And that's your FEMA camp right there. Because look around you, really, what's open, folks? Were those people really so crazy? They seem a little bit more sane now that you look at it from the big picture. Because who's up and running? Who is up and running? Another thing, all of this is conditioning. It's conditioning for the bigger picture. Look at that. Look at that logo right there. Do you know what that logo means? If you don't, try and figure it out, and you'll see it's conditioning. Some people think it's going to be in the vaccination. I have no idea. No idea. But the thing is that it's a high possibility. People would take it. They sure would. But this is probably more than anything another part of the conditioning for ultimately what's coming. Because the whole time you've been conditioned. You've been conditioned to symbolisms. You've been conditioned to certain state of morality. These symbols are in everything. They're in the products you consume. They're in the influence of your thought process. Used to be it was television. Well, television had a more longer name, or more longer name, had a longer name, which it was called television programming. Why? Because it was programming you through televised vision to think and act in a certain manner. And the images and the movies and the things that were put up slowly and little by little eroded at your moral fiber. And you become numb. You become numb to seeing immorality on television, drugs, violence, sexual acts. These kind of things just started to become the norm. And whenever these moral people, as I would call them, these moral authorities would stand up and start speaking out against this, people would point at them and go, look at them, look at what they're doing. And it was a very immoral attempt to slaughter the messenger. That way the message never got out. And this is a big thing. Slaughter the messenger so the message never gets out. And you can sit and blame and say, well, that message was horrible because look at the messenger. It's kind of like the attempt they're trying to do now with the president. It's like, kill the messenger because we don't want that message. But my point is that without morality, you have no measurement of morality. If you don't have morality, some kind of code, some kind of law, some kind of written law, you have no way to measure or determine what's moral or not. For instance, a very popular argument with psychiatrists is that some of these serial killers, their moral compass per se is broken, and I call crapola on that. They're not broken. The thing is how many of these so-called crazy serial killers that have no concept of right or wrong, how many of them do you see going around eating their own doo-doo or scooping doo-doo up by the handfuls out of public toilets eating them? You don't see it at all. The other thing is, like they asked one guy, he's a serial killer, hey, why didn't you kill your wife and kid? Like, dude, you've been around killing all kinds of women and children. Why didn't you kill your wife and kid? They would have never suspected him. You know what he said? That's my wife and kid. What is wrong with you? Asking me why I wouldn't kill my wife and kid. So what I'm getting at is in every aspect there is a level of morality that they've allowed to become broken. And when you wind up in a world with no moral measurement, no moral compass, you wind up in a world that it's not going to be a world you're going to want to live in, folks. You don't think they're setting up communism for no reason, do you? You don't think that's why they're trying that for no reason? What's missing from communism? There's something very key that's not allowed in that. The measuring, or the person that established the law, the being over us all. It's prohibited. And look at their moral compass. You guys like back flu soup? Go look and see what they're doing over there in China to their people under their no moral compass laws with their no moral compass rulers. Go look, investigate, dig deep. It's pretty horrifying what they do to the people over there. Not just religious people, people in general. That's the message, folks. Prepare your mind, prepare your body, prepare your spirits to the best of your abilities, because it's more than just a hurricane, it's more than just a flood, it's more than just an earthquake, it's more than just a pandemic, it's more than just financial collapse, it's more than what most people are even preparing for. The signs are here. If you can look up at the sky and see it's gonna rain because the clouds are black, then you should be able to look around you and see it's about to pour down, folks, because the clouds around you are dark. That's the message. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.